Welcome back to Viper Bites as we continue our coverage of the NFL draft, heading to the draft here in Vegas, and we have our prospect profile series coming at you here right now. This is a series in which we break down all the top prospects heading into the draft here this year in 2022. Who are some of the best wide receivers? Who are some of the best running backs? Get in the comments below. Let me know who your favorite players are. One of my favorites, Alabama's Jameson Williams. Now, before we get into the tail of the tape here about Jameson Williams, take a second, rate and review us on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, whatever that podcasting platform is that you're listening to us. And if you're watching us here on the Vipers Network, give us a good old-fashioned thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and turn on those notifications. Now, let's get into Jameson Williams, the transfer from Ohio State coming to Alabama. Now, Ohio State had some elite receiving talent there. Chris Olave, first-round grade. Garrett Wilson, another wide receiver going potentially in the first round. So there was all kinds of wide receiving talent there at Ohio State, which meant, hey, Jameson Williams, he needed to find that target share. He needed to go somewhere that he was going to be a focal point. It turned out pretty good for him, heading over to Alabama, joining John Mechie there, and seeing a very, very healthy 20.7% target share and earning himself some first-round potential because of the things he was able to do. If he doesn't go to Alabama, he's probably not showing this at Ohio State. Now, he tore that ACL there in the national championship game against Georgia. We'll probably mention that a couple times throughout this show. So we don't have a whole lot of RAS scores, 40 scores, vertical scores, but we know he is fast. Look at the film. It's all right there. His college dominator, again, I mentioned this. I love college dominator, except when it doesn't really work for the way I want to talk about, because when you look at Jameson Williams, didn't really get a shot at Ohio State there for the first couple seasons. That's going to hurt that dominator. 31.1, 54th percentile. Breakout age, again, 2 seasons with Ohio State, but he did break out in a big way with Alabama, but 20.4 years of age, 50th percentile when we're looking at that. Now, in 2019, as a freshman at Ohio State, Williams played in just 4 games, making only 6 catches, 112 yards, and a touchdown. But if you look at those yards per catch, hey, that's pretty impressive. Now, 2020, not much better. 6 games. I mean, the season was shortened there for Ohio State in particular. He had 154 yards, 9 catches. So now we're looking at a guy who's got 15 catches in 2 seasons at Ohio State. 2 of those catches, though, in 2020 were for touchdowns. His yards per reception was impressive in both those seasons there. 18.7 yards per reception there in 2019, 17.1 yards per reception in 2020, respectively, as a Buckeye. Now, we've got one solid season here to basically put all the tape together, look at all those intangibles, put the analytics together. One season in Alabama, that's all he really needs to get that notoriety that he deserves. You see his explosiveness on display right up until that torn ACL in the national championship game against Georgia. You know what? Against Georgia, if he doesn't tear that ACL, I think this game goes very differently. I don't know if Alabama wins the national championship, but I think it's a lot closer than what the final score showed us. Now, in 2021, again, Williams averaged 19.9 yards per reception. That was in the 93rd percentile. He hauled in 79 passes for 1,572 yards. That number there, that 1572, that was 5th in the FBS. And he also had 15 touchdowns. He literally had as many touchdowns as a junior at Alabama as he had receptions at Ohio State in the 2 seasons that he spent there. He was named first team AP All-American, first team All-SEC, and co-SEC Special Teams Player of the Year. Hey, he was on kick returns, 10 returns, 352 yards. I'm pretty bad at math, but I can tell you that's 35.2 yards per return. 2 of those he brought to the house, and he was also a finalist for the Blitnikoff Award. Strengths, weaknesses. Hey, he is a freak athlete. He's a hurdler back in high school, one of the best in the nation. He actually broke Ezekiel Elliott's state record in the 300-meter hurdles. Instant speed, instant acceleration, and he has plenty of it sitting in that tank. I mean, this guy can go 0 to 60 as quick as anybody I have seen on film. He eats up coverage and he takes space away, and he will blow past you. Good catch radius, and he's got stabby hands. Yes, stabby hands. Stabby hands is the only time I'm allowed to use that terminology when we're talking about prospect profiles here. And yards after the catch, he gets them. He's not just your flat-out burner. He will make you miss in the open field. He's got that shiftiness. Hey, kickoff return guy. They are special. You put the ball in his hands, bubble screen, slants, it doesn't matter. He is gone. Now, his weaknesses, we mentioned that torn ACL. It's pretty fresh coming off the national championship game there. He has been looking pretty good here through the Twitter videos and social media posts that he has put up leading to the draft. So, hey, I feel he's going to be pretty close to 100% here when the season kicks off. He's going to struggle against some of these bigger press corners and getting that release off. Teams are going to have to scheme a way to get him open from time to time because he's not a very thick guy. Now, we know he shies away from the contact of those physical battles. He's like, you know what? Maybe not so much, especially in those tough to play type areas. Take a second here right now. You want more prospect profiles? Don't worry. We know where to find them. Head over to fantasypoints.com right now and check out the 2022 NFL prospect guide. I mean, where else are you going to find 200 plus rookie profiles by NFL Films' Greg Cosell? He is one of the smartest guys I know. He's forgotten more about football than I will ever know. What else do you get in this magazine? You get everything. What more could you want for? You get yourself all kinds of weaknesses, strengths, NFL transitions for these prospects. You get yourself some mock drafts from some of the best guys out there. Graham Barfield, he's in there. Wes Huber, Scott Barrett. I mean, I can go on and on. John Hansen. Hey, the guru himself. Get in on this. And it's just $25. You get rookie rankings, Devy rankings. You know what? You might even get mustache rankings in there. Okay, that might be a little too far. The mustache rankings is probably not going to be something that you're going to be able to find in this magazine. Now, when I look at Jameson Williams as a whole, Williams is more of a yak guy than a deep threat guy. Don't kid yourself. I mentioned this. He's got speed. He'll get by you. But he'll do it on slants. He'll do it on bubble screens. He'll do it everywhere on this field because of his ability to make you miss. He does a great job of getting on top of DBs, pressing them, and doing a quick break, and he is gone. At only 180 pounds, he will need to find a way to beat that press corner kind of coverage here. Good coordinators, they will find ways to make good players look great. Early indications, again, that ACL, it's looking good. And Williams, he is poised to make an immediate impact as a rookie. Speaking of impacts, again, fantasypoints.com, promo code Vipers22. Make sure those notifications are turned on because we are bringing you prospect profiles almost daily leading up to the NFL draft here at the end of April. And then when news breaks, we got you covered. We are breaking trades, signings, you name it. We got it. So make sure those notifications are turned on here on the Vipers Network. See you next time.